Welcome back to another episode of Realty Talk. I am not your host. I simply walked into a random room, put some headphones on, and started talking. Today, we are going to be talking all about agents. Specifically, I want to dive into the nitty-gritty of doing the job itself and get your perspective as both an owner of a brokerage, but also an agent yourself.
Fun. Broker.
But to dive in, we first have to go undercover.
Oh, this is so exciting.
And what better job role to go undercover in than a job that literally has agent in the name?
Secret.
So from here on out in this episode, you are no longer Anthony Joplin.
Oh, no, I love this.
Real estate agent and mortgage broker extraordinaire.
Real estate broker.
Real estate broker. My bad.
It's okay.
And now I would like to introduce to you your host, secret agent, Contract Cobra.
Hi, I'm Contract Cobra. Nice to meet you.
And I am no longer Donna Fayborg, marketing genius. I am now Officer Viral Strike.
Oh, my God.
You will address me as such, and I will address you as such.
Officer Viral Strike, how are you?
I'm doing really good, Secret Agent Cobra. Contract Cobra. I made up these names, and I immediately forgot it. So, to start, let's give a real estate agent 101 for anyone who may be interested but doesn't know how to start. So,
Perfect.
To get a real estate license, is there a specific route you have to go? Is this a college class? Can you take classes in college? Is it more of outside learning at your own pace? Talk us through it.
No problem. So all the information can be found if you're in the state of California on dre.ca.gov. So what I'm going to tell you is pretty much the same info you can find there. Click on the links. Super helpful. They can always tie you back to, courses that are approved by the California Department of Real Estate.
I'm assuming there is a specific set of learning you have to do and everything else is like optional.
There are core sets of, real estate principles, and then you have, stuff that you could do as an auxiliary. You could do appraisal, you could do property management. So there is the core group of classes. I'm not going to recite the exact core group, but there's 3 classes that you got to take that are core classes, and then you have your 4th elective. So as long as you meet the hours requirement of the DRE, you sit through the courses as long as it's accredited, you pass the courses, then you take that little confirmation number, and then you submit those to the Department of Real Estate, and they say, yep, looking pretty tasty. You can schedule your test exam, in this 90-day window. Right. So then
of completing the courses.
Yep. So you take your courses. Most courses take, 3 months. If you're going slow, could take 6 months. I went the college route, which you can no longer go. You can't do education in lieu of experience.
Oh, dang.
So you actually have to go through the. I went to San Diego State with business admin, emphasis in real estate. Mm-hmm. So you can't take those courses, do that, and then jump to broker. You actually have to be an agent, take your accredited courses, go pass the test, and then take 2 years, and then go pass a broker's test. So I skipped the agent part, went right to the broker part, but I can still be your super secret agent, Contract Cobra.
Contract Cobra. Because he's been doing a lot of...
Hold on.
I thought...
Oh, that's what it is. All right, there it is.
And I'm going to be honest with you, that's probably from a movie I have not seen.
Dodgeball.
Yep. And I just see the stupid memes.
Oh, there it is.
Which is why I am Officer Viral Strike. Because I don't know where the reference came from, but I can tell you what the reference is. All right. So not sure if you remember what those 3 core topics are, but in your limited knowledge of retaining or recalling that information.
It's been a long time. Yeah. It's been like 12 years.
Is there so almost like an order to the topics that you would recommend studying first and then studying last?
Yeah, okay, sure. I'll take a stab at it.
Let's do it.
So I like taking principles first. So principles is good. I took real estate law, which I thought was probably the most beneficial course I took. Period. It was it's the most in-depth on terminology and then what you can and can't do, and then you take your ethics course. So those are the big 3 when I took. So
yeah.
Ethics is pretty self-explanatory. If you're not a bad person, you're gonna pass.
I really love doing those ethics courses when you have a job.
Yeah.
Don't steal. It's bad.
It's bad. It's bad. Don't steal.
Don't drink on the job. It's bad.
Not sure who made
What
that
does
fucking
sexual
rule up.
harassment look like? Here's some. And then they give you the most ridiculous examples, and you're just sitting there like, no, I understand.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be doing that.
Meanwhile,
Anyway.
I'm like having like flashbacks to I was like, am I the baddie? Like,
Just because you drink on the job doesn't make you a baddie. It makes you a baddie, but not like a baddie.
for those at home, her face changed. Don't do
Yeah.
that.
I'll do the inflection a little bit more. You're not bad. You're just baddie.
Good thanks.
All right. So I found some interesting stories on Reddit, as one does.
Fun.
We're gonna focus on the agent aspect of it. Get your perspective on it.
Sure. Are we not going to talk about the green wall behind us though? Like, how
What?
exciting
Oh my
is it to
God.
have this?
I can put my charts here.
Look how green this is.
I really hope you actually watched the YouTube video. I know you didn't because there's only one view on it, and it's probably me. Anyway,
I didn't know it was up.
it's up. It's live.
By the way, rates have increased. It's been a week. In case you didn't know.
Wah, wah, wah.
It's
That was
more-
really short-lived, but I got that episode out fast.
It was more like a went.
Hey, but we still have September to look forward to, hopefully.
Get ready for that. Fed's
So-
dropping the rates. Let's go.
Hey,
2024.
listen, you can take last episode's information and then just kind of copy paste it, hopefully, maybe not the interest rate wise, exact interest rate, but over to September.
I'll be honest. Start getting your shit in today. Apply for the loan. Click the link here. You're welcome. click here. Get the loan application done. And I'll tell you, the application doesn't take that much time. But you know what takes time?
Doing
That's
it.
right, Donna.
What?
It's getting all of your documentation in correctly.
We are not pointing fingers.
I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody.
He's pointing all of the fingers at one individual who
Nope.
will remain nameless.
I'm holding my hands up in front of me like this. Don't arrest me. Yep.
We're not naming names.
It's okay. Everybody does it. Literally everybody does it. Only
Takes forever.
Uh-huh.
And this is why we save our documents onto Dropbox, Cody.
Talk about a secret agent attack.
Listen, I'm not a secret agent. I'm just an officer.
Okay. Officer what?
Viral strike.
Oh, yes, it was. Thank you. Cody, watch out. It was a viral strike.
It was a viral strike. All right. That's a bummer on the rates, but
It's okay.
round two.
It's coming back.
Interest rates 2.0, September. Watch out.
Coming back.
All right, so story number one from Reddit.
Hit it.
We had an agent one time that had advertised an open house for a weekend. So
Great.
I got the house spotless and ready for the open house. Good thing I was waiting for our agent to arrive before I left because she never showed up and people were coming in. I ended up showing the house to everyone who came through, which was awkward because I had my kid and dog there during it. I had planned to leave for the day with our crew in tow and go to a friend's house for a get-together, so we were out of the way. Where was our agent? She claims that she forgot, but really it turns out she was drunk at her cottage and a friend who knew her and was there told me. So yeah, we fired her. And this is why you don't drink on the job.
Not before the showing.
Not before the showing. No. So this story in particular to me kind of reeks of new agent, or at least
No.
irresponsible agent.
There it is.
When you first become an agent, what would you say is most helpful in making sure all of the moving parts of a transaction stay in line so that you don't forget things like open houses, private showings, and needing to get documents signed? Things of that nature.
I had to readjust because I wasn't.
You really did. You came.
I'm about to go southern. I wasn't aware that I was going to be. I was going to be questioned in this manner of thinking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I am telling you, this is the number one reason people fucking fail.
Really?
They don't understand A, B, C. There's no roadmap. If you don't have a mentor, if you don't have a team lead, if you don't have a good broker, you don't have any support, you are not going to know what the fuck to do when you get a listing, when you get a buyer, when you get a showing, when you do anything. When you do anything, you have no idea. You're like, I got it. You're like, look at this hot potato. I'm holding it. What am I supposed to do with it? Well, you're supposed to throw it. Well, no one's telling them to throw it. They're like, it's hot. I'm serious. It's not intuitive. Real estate's not an intuitive thing.
Yeah.
You don't get to. If you have a listing and you put it on the MLS, right, and then you advertise for an open house and you don't show up or you get drunk or whatever, that's just a you problem.
Yeah.
That's not I didn't know. That's a you problem.
You got all the way to scheduling it. You didn't think to show up, but you scheduled it.
Yes. So what people are not knowing is the what to do when you start. So if you've got a buyer, say really, really good person, you've known them forever, whatever. You just met them at a bar, like I do, and then you talk about real estate, and they say, "Wow, I really want to buy." They become a buyer, seller, or whatever. You say, "I want to be a buyer." Great. Here's my contact info. Let's coordinate. That's all they know how to do, right? What do you do? What's the first thing you do when you get a buyer? Nobody really understands. Now, you say, no problem. What I want to do is set an appointment so I can show you the buyer's agency agreement and compensation agreement so we can move forward and I can show you properties, get you pre-qualified. I had the order switched around on that. You're supposed to get pre-qualified. I'm getting in the weeds on that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to close your home, right? So A, find the deal. B, get you to rep them, the representation agreement, because that means I get paid. Make sure that they are qualified to buy, and then you can show them properties and then ultimately enter into transaction. There's a whole laundry list of checklists after that. On a listing, it is almost identical. So you find somebody owns a house, you're like, you want to sell your house? You're like, yeah.
Okay.
Sick, Tony. Let's sell your house. That's my alter ego, Cobra Tony.
I was going to say, Tony is a name I never want to call you.
Yeah, listen, if you do, I'll fire you. Wow, interesting.
Wow, that was really
that was vicious.
intense.
I'm serious. Here we go. So for a listing, you say, I want to sell my house. No problem. I got to have an agency agreement. That's called a listing, right? Listing agreement. No problem. Then you advertise the listing, get the photos, right? Advertise the listing, open house, do the thing. And then you call the broker buyers, do the whole thing. And you advertise, you get people through the house. And then you enter into a purchase and sale agreement, and then you go from there.
Nice.
Okay, that's the
That's
roadmap.
a lot of steps.
4.
Yeah, but there's a lot within the 4.
Yeah, so step 1, find the dude.
Find the dude.
Step 1, rep the dude.
Rep the dude. Just gonna go.
I really hope so.
Step 1, find the dude. Step 2,
Rep the dude.
Rep
Represent. Represent.
We understand.
Oh, you rep it?
Oh, I'm repping.
Sick, bro.
Although Taylor Swift would have us believe that rep means reputation, but it's represent.
I don't actually think she knows what she's talking about. I love her so much. Stop it. All right. So after the rep, it's the purchase and sale, and then you close.
Cool.
That's the 4 little facets. There's a lot of stuff that goes in between, a lot of disclosures, a lot of stuff, a lot of due diligence. Yeah.
So people failing, being a real estate agent, I feel like is, and I'm going to be gentle with my words here, easy to do because you don't know the ins and outs.
Say that one more time.
So I feel like it would be easy to become a real estate agent, kind of like we've talked about in previous episodes. That
To get the license?
Yeah, like people's backup plan a lot of times is I'll just become a real estate agent without knowing that there's so many steps in between. Like getting the license, I would imagine, is easy enough in the sense of you just have to get the courses and then take the test.
I'm going to put a pin in that right there. As long as you understand what you're doing and actually dedicate yourself to it, it's not just like, hey, it's a backup plan or whatever. A lot of people want to do it. As long as you can pass the test, and the test isn't easy.
No.
You actually have to understand the material. But if you're good at taking tests, you'll probably pass.
Yeah.
And you'll get your license. I have an agent. I have an agent that joined us. He has had his license for a whopping 20 years.
Yes.
And he's done a whopping 0 transactions.
0.
So it's not his fault. He's just not in the business. But
Right.
someone said, you can't pass your real estate license. He said, really? Fuck you. So he passed his license, his real estate license.
It's
So,
giving you energy.
ew, wow.
I have to fit one in per episode now.
It always throws me off.
Would that literally not be exactly what you would do, though? You can't do this, Joplin. Watch me.
I mean, I literally have a wife out of spite, so
That's true.
fair.
But continue.
Hold on. What happened to our cheers?
Oh, sorry.
My God.
That usually happens at the beginning of the episode. Secret agent contract Cobra.
What are we talking about?
Getting the license.
Got it. So,
Failing as an agent where it comes down to actually.
well, that's the
Failing.
problem, is that the failing as the agent is you don't have either the right, database to keep track of. You don't have the right lead source. You don't have lead generation skills. It's all about getting new people into the pipe to where you can close them. You get them from open to close. Mm-hmm. The problem with people is there's two things. There's marketing problem. There's a sales problem. The sales problem is the process. It's A to B, A, B, C, D. That's
Okay.
the four things of real estate, right? So you have your representation, you have your contracts, you have your close. Okay, that's the process of real estate. That's the sales of real estate. Your marketing is getting you people into that funnel, into the contracts, right? That's kind of how I'm viewing it, of that sales funnel. So if you don't have enough reach and you get, oh, how many friends you got? I got 100 friends. Okay. Well, how about you? I got 10,000 friends. You're like, well, that's a bigger pool of people to be like, yo, I'm in real estate.
Yeah.
And I got 10,000 people that know that you're in real estate. The biggest problem they're going to have as failures in real estate is follow-up.
Got it.
This should be a big old, the word of the day is follow-up. If you want to be friends with somebody, say we met at a bar.
That doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen. Say we met at a bar, and for some reason we get into a group chat together, and I want to be friends with you. I'm going to interact in the group chat. I'm going to interact as a phone number. Like, I'll try to reach out to you and try to hang out with you, right? I'm not going to do this once a year. I'm not going to say, Donna, I'd love to hang out with you on August 16th. I'm not going to say, Donna, I want to hang out with you. And then a year later be like, hey, Donna, I want to hang out with you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't logically make sense. So why would you want someone to work with you in the same capacity?
It's true.
So what I want to be like, Donna, what are you doing? We're all going out to X. Let's all do this together. Friendship. And then if you're like, oh, I'm busy that day, no problem. You want to reschedule. Mm-hmm. It's a natural thing to reschedule. Hey, no problem. You're busy on Friday. How about we do it next Wednesday?
Yeah.
That's what friends do.
Yeah.
Spoiler, it's what you should fucking do. It sounds stupid when I say
It was so aggressive the way you grabbed the mic.
but I still have my pinky out, I think.
We'll run the tape back.
We'll run the tape.
But yeah.
But that's all it is. It's just follow-up. Just make sure that you are in their mind that you do real estate, okay? People call that the sphere of influence. If you have friends and they're friends with you, you let them know you're in real estate.
Yep.
If you just remind them you're in real estate, I'm going out on a limb here twice a month. It doesn't bother them. They don't get angry that you told them.
Yeah.
At all. They don't. They just go, cool, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'll think about you. And then by 6 months go by, and he's like, hey, I'm interested, or my friend's interested, or my cousin's, and all of a sudden you have deal flow.
Yep. It's kind of like what we're dealing with right now.
It's literally.
My aunt, my friend, my sister, my coworker.
Yeah.
It branches from there.
Anyway, I keep interrupting.
Anyway, no. You understand. Once again.
Donna, thanks for having me on your podcast.
There's no interruptions you can make.
I do. Yeah, it is my podcast.
Yeah. All right, so I think this story pairs well into follow-up, word of the day. But we'll just see how it goes. Okay, we're going to need a refill of that.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, what?
Just interjecting. So, I don't know.
Wait, you're not allowed to interject. This isn't your show?
It's not my show.
You think this is your fucking show? That's so cute. Oh my God, who the fuck do you think you are? Secret agent contract Cobra?
Oh my God, vital. Strike.
Viral strike.
Vital strike?
Viral.
No, I like vital better. Like jugular.
Just like you're the snake and I'm the jugular.
That's it.
Just together.
No, you're the vital.
I know, but you're the cobra.
Oh, shit, there it is.
So together, we kill our opponents.
Metaphorically speaking.
Metaphorically speaking, these contracts are just, I don't know. I was going to make some joke, but I can't.
All I was going to
Sorry, what were you going to interject?
All I was going to say is it would be really funny if these stories that I didn't know about for failing agents, if it just boiled down to follow-up.
Follow-up.
It would be interesting.
It would be interesting. I didn't think about that.
No, it's okay.
Obviously, because this is what happens in conversations. We just kind of...
Yeah, we just learn about things.
We just learn about things together.
By the way, are you guys really appreciating my Aloha Friday?
I got the fucking text this time.
I did make sure to do that.
And I was... I'm going to tone it down a little bit. I was thinking about just going full throttle Aloha in your face. And let me tell you, the outfit was outrageous. It was going to be like pastel pink and purple pants.
Oh, now I'm pissed.
A yellow and navy blue Tommy with my parrot shoes I talked about last week. Mm-hmm. I was just going to be just this mangled piece of tropical. And then I didn't like how the pants fit me this morning. So I know because I dried them, or I didn't dry them. I like hung them out and they wrinkled a little bit. And I'm like, I hate this.
You should invest in a steamer.
I also shouldn't invest in $19 pants I bought at a water park.
Okay.
That was my B.
No, that's fair. But are you guys not appreciating the America Hawaiian red, white, and blue?
I was thinking Lilo.
Really? Because I was thinking Trader Joe's shirt. Thanks, babe. My wife got me this. It's an Old Navy.
You look like Lilo. Like if you were gender bending Disney bounty. We are taking a wild left turn.
I am so sorry, everybody.
I'm not. Continue.
So this is by the way, if you ever want to look like a Trader Joe's employee and steal stuff, don't recommend stealing. It's not part of the ethics course.
Don't steal. It's bad.
But if you were going to steal, this is from Old Navy. It's Trader Joe's shirt.
You look all aloha.
Oh.
And mahalo.
Got it. Oh.
I don't know. I just put inflections somewhere.
That's fine. Put the syllables in the wrong area.
You look really ha and low. So story number 2.
Sorry.
So I arrived at a showing, went inside to get all the lights turned on, and went upstairs. I suddenly hear the claws of a very large dog standing up and rushing towards the door and barking.
You're fucking around.
I immediately turn around and run towards the door, unlock it, and close it behind me. Right as I'm walking to my car, a bit shaken, I hear the door open behind me, and a guy comes out with a shotgun in hand. It turns out the owner had forgotten to tell the renter that there was a showing at that time. After he called the owner and got everything figured out, my client decided to skip the house. And as we have discussed, follow up.
Let me go ahead and square this up in multiple layers of shit. Okay. I have been there, done that without the shotgun or the aggressive dog.
Oh, what had happened under your circumstance?
Okay, so this was a couple years ago where I had a buyer on a listing. So buyer showing the listing. I like buyers, right? So buyer show listing. The listing on the MLS said in these famous 3 words, vacant, lockbox, go. Any agent who's been around knows those 3 words means go show that bitch. Right. I want it sold. It's vacant, go.
You have access.
Vacant, lockbox, go. I've written them. They've written them. I've seen them. We've showed them. So I was just like the same person. I got there a little bit early because I wanted to turn on the lights. That's all I wanted to do. Didn't want to bake cookies in the damn place. I just want to fucking turn on the goddamn lights. Open the doors, open the windows so it didn't smell like death. Because you know how sometimes it gets. So here's what you have to do procedurally. and this is a procedurally thing you should probably do no matter what happens. If you're going to ever, listen to me, ever, one more time, listen to me, ever walk into a property where you get the key out of a lockbox, you knock and ring the doorbell, wait 3 times.
Really?
I am not making this up.
Even if it says vacant lockbox go.
Okay.
Wow.
What happens if you have, no, you know what? I'll keep it going.
You have to.
Yeah.
See this one out.
Yeah. So I, being a new piece of shit, knocked on the door, hit the doorbell, thought the doorbell rang. Obviously, the doorbell was broken. Unlocked the door, threw the deadbolt, opened the door myself, shut the door behind me. I didn't lock the door behind me because I'm not a freaking idiot, just in case. Got to have an escape route. But no, I threw the door back, and I was walking through, and it was no big deal. I was like, all right, cool. So I started flipping on lights in the kitchen, flipping lights in the bedrooms, and I on one side, and then I start peeling back to the other side, and that's when I heard, and it was just like pandemonium. It was like rustling, trying to, like, people going ape shit.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh, this is not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, and the house was like, I can't say it's post-flip, but it was nice.
Yeah.
And it was vacant. Mm-hmm. Like, there was no furniture in the place. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like somebody lived there.
You're right.
I was like, oh.
Well, you're assuming.
Well... big assumption. So I get back to the bedrooms and I start yelling. And I was like, is there anybody here? Is there anybody here? If you are here, because, I made a leap on this one. You probably should. I'm not sure you made the leap. I made the leap. And I said, if you are here, get your stupid ass out the window.
Oh, my God.
Because there is no furniture in this house.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that means it's vacant, which means there's a lot of homeless. Homeless jumped in, and they broke in, and they sleep there. So I finally get to the back bedroom, and I say, I'm coming in the back bedroom. I'm going to leave that right there. That's for everybody else, all right? I said, I'm kicking the door down. 1, 2, 3. Didn't need to kick the door down at all. It was open. I just kicked the door. It fucking slammed on the other side. It was completely fine. Trash everywhere. Sleeping bag. Like, it was, the homeless guy was living in there.
Oh, my God.
Yep. The listing agent had not got back into that house. And he might have been there for a day or two. And he was just, yeah.
That's wild.
Okay, so you got to be really careful. Even, could be owner, could be renter, could be homeless. You don't know.
Right.
Like, there was nothing to indicate. So, be careful.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, just be careful with that.
So, despite or outside the fact that the owner did not follow up with the renter to make sure he knew about it, much of a real estate agent's communication will be online, over the phone, a lot of non-face-to-face contact. Mm-hmm. Does that make it easier or harder to do good work? And is that either with other agents or with clients?
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
I don't think it matters. If you're meeting face to face about your property, that's cool. You can. A lot of people do it. I don't usually. If I'm listing the property, I'm introducing that listing to that seller, I should say, to my team. I say, hey, this is Raina. This is pick your favorite agent here. This is my person. This is the listing team. This is who can take care of you for the rest of the time. Face to face is great. They come in the office. We go to there, or we just say, hey, I'm going to schedule the appointment for them, and they go. Yeah. But yeah, never put yourself in a position where you could be in alone with a house vacant with some weirdo.
Yeah, that is actually terrifying.
Yep.
I will say, in terms of work that takes place primarily online, over the phone, you're not subject to being in the office someplace. Yeah. And I can't speak for the real estate agent aspect of working, but I know a lot of people can't work responsibly online. They get distracted. They get drunk at their cottage because they forget.
Fair.
Fair. And I will say a lot of really good first or a lot of really bad first impressions can take place online. There was actually a person recently I was chatting to that was, we were feeling out if we were going to be a good fit together for them to come on to our team, and the communication was not there.
This agent? Oh, no.
This is the person I canceled the interview for you.
Oh, no.
The dude had one email listed on his application, a second email listed on his resume, and then responded to me on a third different email.
Oh.
So I didn't know who I was talking to, especially when they want to schedule an interview, and then I email them based on the email they gave me, and they go, "Who is this? What is this for?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I have the wrong email. My bad. Disregard." Why should I disregard? Oh, because you didn't seem to know who was talking or about what. Oh, are you interested in real estate? I mean, yes.
Wait, they asked
also,
you?
Yeah. I'm like,
No. They tried to turn the tables.
yeah. And then, but it was all text talk too. Who dis? All lowercase.
You're full of shit.
I'm not. I could show you all of the messages.
What?
And I was like, okay, I'm going to need you to respond via LinkedIn, because I don't even know if I'm talking to the right person anymore, because you don't seem to be aware, and now you seem to be selling to me. And this wasn't the situation.
Right.
And so I'm like, you need to respond on LinkedIn. And then it was more conversation like, are we rescheduled? Then they messaged the brand page.
What?
And then I was like, okay, so now we have like 3 lines of communication open. And I'm like, is this, what is your email? Is this your email? Am I talking to you on this email?
Yeah, what is this?
Because who am I talking to? They're like, well, this email that I put on my resume doesn't work anymore. I'm like,
sick.
then take it off of your resume.
No, you know what? Actually, leave it on there. That way I can really understand. And I'll save employers all the ass ache. Leave it on there.
Yeah. And then at the end of it, and I was so confused of getting all of these spam emails and then like asking if I had a cell phone number that they could call. And I was like,
no.
You know what? A very professional email was sent. I said, you are not a good fit based on your email etiquette.
Absurd responses.
And I said, based on your text talk and the fact that you're having 3 lines of communication open and I don't really know what's going on, it's not a great first impression. And I don't think you would be good in a remote work environment.
Yep.
And then they messaged me on that thread and said, can we reschedule? And I said, I literally just said we wouldn't be rescheduled. Then they messaged me on LinkedIn, are we rescheduling? Literally the answer's in the email. Then they messaged the brand again and they said, are we going to reschedule? And then the next message I got to my LinkedIn was, disregard your loss. And I said, anyone who says your loss, I didn't say this. I said, anyone who says your loss is the one that's the loser.
Okay, you should have, because I would have said that.
Okay, perfect. I'll go back and respond to them.
It's on brand.
Okay, good.
It's on brand.
But I was working with a friend at the time, and I was just giving her the updates, and she was like, does he know he's trying to apply for a job?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't think that's clear. So,
what in the Prince of Nigeria are we talking about? I have this check for you. It's $1.5 million. I need your routing and account information so I can deposit it directly into your bank account.
Honestly.
No, seriously. It's for your own safety.
Right. Do you also need my social?
That'd be great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Just to confirm the wire.
Got it. Yeah, that was the most confused I've ever been.
What the fuck?
And it was, honestly, I should show you the messages because they are all.
Later.
They're just gibberish.
Yeah.
And he's not a specialist of real estate. He's a repletionist of real estate.
Yeah, that's how you get them.
So, anyway.
I'm a repletionist.
I think you need to replenish that drink right there.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, that is interesting that you say that it's not hard to do remote work, but And you're right, it's not hard to do remote work. But I think it does take a special asterisk person to be able to be self-accountable.
The discipline.
Yeah, to be able to show up, do the job, even when no one's looking and looming over you to get the work done.
But I think that's the problem. That's the self-starter, the go-getter.
Right.
Oh, I'm a self-starter. I'm a go-getter. Well, can you plan your own day? Mm-hmm. So whenever somebody says, I'm a self-starter, I say, great, give me your schedule and your calendar.
Yep.
Don't tell me about it.
Yep.
Show me your calendar right now.
Absolutely. If you saw, I have my Google Calendar just for like meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
But for my actual to-do list, paper planner, it's in my backpack right now. I love it so much.
Yeah. I mean, I live off my Outlook. I have 5 emails on my Outlook, and they all feed the one calendar, and that's my master calendar.
Oh my God, it's probably just like red, 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 red.
It is. They're multicolored.
Oh, fine.
For each email, for each company.
That's beautiful.
It is. It's
good for you.
All
right.
A lot of stress.
But hopefully the money is there. There he goes. He's knocking it back.
Thought about my calendar for a second. Sorry about that.
We had to. Okay. Good for you. All right. We got one more story. This one's a pretty long one, but it's going to have a interesting question at the end that you probably don't think is going to be what I ask. Anyway. At a final walkthrough a few hours before closing, a water pipe was leaking and damaging the floor below. I represented the sellers and explained that since it happened before closing while the house was still in their possession, they needed to take care of it, even though the house was being sold as is.
Correct.
It wasn't a bad leak, maybe only a few hundred at most to fix. The husband was absolutely lost it when he arrived. His wife was more calm, but she also didn't care that it happened while they still owned it. They blamed the home inspector for loosening the pipes a few weeks prior. Our state uses attorneys to close, and the attorney agreed with me. They told the owners the same thing, but they still didn't care. I saw the husband literally jumping up and down like a toddler, throwing a fit while he yelled into the phone, "It's sold as is, sold as is." In the end, we closed on time because the attorneys held on to $1,500 in escrow.
It's a holdback, yeah.
Until it was fixed. The fix ended up being a total of $120, and I watched the guy fix it in less than an hour. Those clients wrote me a bad review on Redfin, and my manager had to have a talk with me about it, even though I told him the full story already. Any review less than stellar will have a Redfin manager look it over, and even though he agreed with me, he had to talk about what I could have done better. That bad review cost me $400. So I want your input, because this seems like, I mean, Redfin is a huge company.
Yep. If you're a Redfin listing agent, stop. Call me.
I was going to say, is this shining a light on picking the right brokerage for
I'm
you?
telling you that people who are still listing for Redfin at the 1% or whatever it is, I mean, whatever you're getting paid, I don't know. I'm telling you, that's tough. That's a tough go.
Yeah.
It's a tough go. Go where you're appreciated. I know you're jonesing for deals, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater on that.
Oh,
so
gosh.
Agents, it's an old expression.
I know,
Donna.
I got it, but I
Jesus.
haven't heard it in forever.
Yeah, that's a tough go, because a lot of agents will want to do the deal and they want to get more transactions, but man, that's so tough. And everyone's right, in this transaction. The attorneys are right. The listing agent is completely correct. If you're walking through, and she was doing what's called a VP in California, verification of property, right before. So you have 5 days as the considered verification of property in the state of California. So say it's not this state, because we don't use attorneys to close.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming it's going to be close or similar. So as they're walking through, the listing agent with the sellers say, "Hey, that's a problem. That has to be repaired," or the buyer can literally renegotiate, even if their contingencies are removed, can cancel the deal.
Yeah.
They can say, well, verification of property, you're not delivering me the product that I was purchasing.
Yeah.
Therefore. So I thought it very creative from the buyer's agent to do a holdback. not a lot of people understand what's called a holdback in escrow. They'll say, hey, I want $1,500 in case this costs some more money. So I'll release to the seller cash up, but there's a holdback here. I've done holdbacks on, there was this crazy property in El Cajon where I had a $70,000 holdback.
Oh my God.
Because it was junk.
Yeah.
There's junk there. And
is this the one that we talked about a few episodes ago?
yes.
Oh my God, that's wild.
I think it might have been almost 100, and I got them down to 70 or something like that. It was been a long time. So the buyers were like, I don't know if that guy's going to go with all his crap.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there was a
considering
holdback.
they delayed it so long.
Correct. So there was a holdback in there, and it was like, are we going to get it out? So they got it out, and there was less than anything on a holdback. But there's so many strategies of tenancy, and once you sell the property, if there's any type of tenancy left over, especially in California, you could be stuck with squatter or junk. So it could be this crazy thing. But I think the listing agent did a great job. Penalized for $400. Fuck that. Fuck them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pound sand.
Yeah.
Actually, in addition to that, of those sellers getting crazy, I would have said, hey, listen, if you're gonna go crazy, you do you boo boo. Like you go ahead and scream up and down and say, hey, as is, no problem. We're gonna offer a $1,500 holdback, whatever it is, the buyer gets to keep.
Yeah.
You know what I
was
mean?
my follow-up question. Do the buyers get to keep holdback funds?
It depends on the negotiation.
Okay.
So the escrow is instructed to either release the funds back to the seller or go back to the holdback. It's very similar to lease back. So if you're going to, here's a fun one. If you're going to lease the property back and you say, I want $10,000 as a deposit, you use $10,000 as an escrow holdback.
Yeah.
And then if the sellers don't leave in that amount of time period or something happens, that $10,000 deposit goes additional to that, back to that buyer.
Wow. We're learning a lot.
Sorry. There's a lot of weird stuff I've done, so this is really cool.
Right.
I like this.
I don't think you need to apologize because
On my own podcast?
once again,
Donna, thanks for having me on your podcast.
you know what? I really enjoy these little breaks in my day to just bring you on and just like talk about all these things I have no idea about. It's the true nature of this podcast. It's Donna doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Anthony's going to explain. I'm sorry. Secret agent contract Cobra. My bad.
Vital operative strike.
Wrong. Officer viral strike.
Officer viral strike. First of all, thanks.
Thanks. Yeah.
I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah.
Because this is very exciting. And,
Yeah.
And honestly, it's more fun this way because if I start lecturing,
We're going to need to get you a soapbox if you do that.
highly possible. Do you know what a soapbox is?
It's a box of soap.
No, it's not. It's a crate of soap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got I think I have one at my parents' house. It's
They're not that old.
Yeah. It's sturdy though. It's a sturdy so when I saw it, I was like, I could stand on this.
I could stand on that, yeah.
I could preach on this.
Yeah, but could I stand on it?
It's a good question.
I'm
It is a
approaching-
very sturdy
I'm
box.
approaching 3 bills. That's 300 pounds.
I got it.
Great.
Yeah, so I think that wraps up all the stories.
Cool.
Any other things we should know as real estate agent 101? Coming from the pro. We're gonna leave the contact information up here if you want to apply for the real estate agent for Joplin Financial on LinkedIn. Please don't be a weirdie. You're gonna be talking to me. I don't want to track you down for an interview and have you use text talk on me. Please and thank you. Because now I do have permission to berate you afterwards if you say it's your loss.
Blow them up. Blow them up. Excuse me. So the only thing I have is, if you're considering going into real estate, if you want to actually do this full time, there is a mass exodus of agents happening now. People are going out of business because it's not as easy as it used to be.
Wow.
So if you're very serious and you want to get in and you have a side job and you're unsure, number one, get your license. If you want to do this, get your license. Number two, don't quit your side job.
Yep.
Your side job is your money that you make every month.
Yep.
Okay? work real estate somewhat part-time. I know a lot of people say don't, and they want to jump in, and they're recruiting you. Listen, this is person to person. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Make sure you can support your family, yourself, whatever your situation is. Mm-hmm. Support yourself. Make sure you're happy. Make sure you're making some money. And then when you start growing, you start learning. Find people who, when you join a brokerage or a team or whatever it is, that they will support you, that that they're not going to take advantage of you and give you 30% of the deals. I've seen that. It's stupid. You deserve better. So if you want to know kind of what that landscape looks like, just hit us up. Like, call me, text me, whatever. We'll help you out. But there's no reason you should feel like you're getting taken advantage of. But you can start small. I was working 1 day a week at my brokerage that I had started with, my team. And I went to 2 days a week. I'm still doing 2 days a week, real estate only. But I will tell you, I've made more money, triple the money, quadruple the money.
Oh, wow. We really jumped there.
It is. It's in real estate than I have in my regular job, because I do have 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I just say in general, anytime my friends, and this is outside of real estate, this is just in general, working or living in Southern California, you have to have multiple jobs. And that's just to pay for gas and the increasing grocery bills. It's like, if you can find a part-time remote job, like I have like a bajillion of those, but like it's just one of those things you got to dabble, because the full-time salary jobs are just not cutting it anymore.
I know.
And they want more than what they're giving you. And that's fine, as long as you have something to supplement it with on the weekends, if you're into that. Mm-hmm. You gotta be the go-getter.
And what it does is that once you start generating some deals in real estate, your job could be your lead source. So if you're a bartender.
Factual.
Yeah, go ahead.
Preach to the sisters in the back. Yes, we love that.
Sorry.
Snaps and claps. I did that backwards. Snaps and claps. There we go.
Love it. Yeah, so if you got a bartending job, if you got a valet job, yo, you know who's got the money, boy.
Honestly.
If you got a valet job, if you got a server job, if you work at Macy's, if you work in retail, if you work as a server.
Oh my God, are you talking to me right now? Because this is how I have been getting you a lot of leads thus far.
But I am telling you 100%. Those people work their ass off for their job, and they get paid almost nothing. And you know what we're missing on that equation is I think you're missing people at home-ish, maybe. I don't know. Think about it. That you could be generating a list of people that have that money, that have that opportunity you could maybe reach out to at a later time. You could be making friends at your job that could make you ludicrous money later. And I'll leave it at that.
Cool. Well, that is the best bow I could ever put on the ending of an episode. It's like it was planned, and it wasn't.
Sure wasn't, though.
Well, Secret Agent Contract Cobra, thank you for joining me on my podcast.
Your podcast. Realty Talk with Anthony Joplin?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't know who Anthony Joplin is. I've never heard that man in my life.
Operative officer? No, hold on, I got it. Vital strike.
Viral.
I like vital better.
I know. I understand, but I was going for a whole marketing thing.
All right. Operation Viral Strike.
Officer!
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right. Thanks for joining us.